No U.S. leader has navigated relations with North Korea quite like Donald Trump. The former president went from threatening Kim Jong Un with fire and fury over missile tests to exchanging letters with him, meeting in historic summits, and even declaring that the two had fallen in love. Now, that unusual relationship faces a new challenge. As Trump prepares to return to the White House, the U.S. and its allies are increasingly concerned about the threat posed by Kim's regime. North Korea is believed to have provided Russia with troops and munitions amid Moscow's war in Ukraine, a move seen by Western leaders as a significant escalation. Just days before Trump won the election, North Korea launched an intercontinental ballistic missile capable of reaching anywhere in the U.S. On the campaign trail, Trump suggested Kim misses him and implied that North Korea would not be acting up when he's back in office. However, a second Trump administration would likely face a more assertive and potentially more dangerous North Korean leader. Kim's stance has hardened, bolstered by stronger ties with Moscow and a shift away from the failed diplomacy of Trump's previous term, making any agreement to curb North Korea's weapons program more difficult. Experts speculate Trump might redefine U.S. objectives with North Korea, given his unorthodox approach to foreign policy. Closest comrade. In November 19, 2018, Trump and Kim's meetings in Singapore, Hanoi, and the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea presented an unprecedented spectacle. Trump, the leader of a democratic superpower, was seen smiling alongside Kim, an isolated autocrat known for his ruthless regime ambition to build a nuclear arsenal as a safeguard. For Trump, the meetings aimed at reining in Pyongyang's nuclear program. For Kim, they offered potential relief from sanctions and a rare chance for international prestige. Yet talks concluded without any breakthroughs, with a sudden end to the Hanoi summit in 2019 seen as a major embarrassment for Kim. Though they met once more that year, North Korea has since refused to re-engage and resumed weapons testing. While Pyongyang has not conducted a nuclear test since 2017, Kim recently pledged to increase its nuclear arsenal exponentially. The circumstances for dealing with North Korea have fundamentally changed since 5 years ago, said Rachel Min-young Lee, a senior fellow at the Stimson Center. She noted a higher price tag for North Korea's nuclear and missile programs, alongside a new North Korean skepticism of U.S. strategic value. Over the past year, Kim has intensified tensions by reclassifying South Korea as a permanent enemy and urging his army to prepare for conflict. This coincides with the Biden administration's efforts to strengthen military ties with South Korea and Japan. Meanwhile, Kim has deepened relations with Russia, meeting with President Vladimir Putin twice since last September and signing a defense pact in June. Western officials are also concerned about an emerging anti-Western axis involving China, North Korea, Iran, and Russia, a development likely welcomed by Kim in his bid to reduce isolation and gain global influence. New breakthrough. These evolving dynamics raise questions about how Trump might approach Kim, and whether Kim would even be open to renewing talks if Trump sought to restore their rapport. Former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien indicated that Trump would resume talks with North Korea, but expressed uncertainty about Kim's willingness to recommit to denuclearization. From the U.S. perspective, anything short of denuclearization remains a challenging stance to adjust. In response to Trump's comments that Kim misses him, North Korean state media over the summer stated indifferently that they do not care who holds office in the U.S. Kim's official stance signals that his nuclear policy will persist regardless of U.S. leadership. However, Kim's overarching objectives, U.S. recognition of North Korea as a nuclear power and sanctions relief for economic growth, are believed to remain intact, which could motivate him to find advantages in Trump's return. Despite Pyongyang's mistrust of the U.S., Trump's re-election could encourage Kim to leverage his relationship with Trump. A strengthened North Korea-Russia alliance might also boost Kim's bargaining power, with the U.S. observers warn that Trump could either lower U.S. demands to secure a deal or risk escalating tensions once again. Do-yeon Kim, a senior fellow at the Center for a New American Security, said Trump can be unpredictable, and his first-term style may not fully reflect his approach in a second term. The worst-case scenario, she added, is if Trump abandons denuclearization efforts, allowing North Korea to continue advancing its nuclear capabilities. Geopolitical fault lines. The geopolitical landscape has shifted considerably since Trump's first term. Putin's war in Ukraine has brought Russia closer to both North Korea and China, the U.S.'s primary rival. While Trump has shown admiration for Putin and skepticism about U.S. alliances, there may be limits to how much he can adjust these relationships if he hopes to counter Beijing. Trump would also face a new political landscape in South Korea, where conservative President Yoon Suk-yeol has become a strong U.S. ally in deterring North Korea. The likelihood of the U.S. forsaking South Korea is low, especially given the North Korean threat, as well as concerns about Russia and China, according to Edward Howell, a lecturer at the University of Oxford. Even if leader-to-leader talks briefly ease tensions, it's difficult to imagine Pyongyang making major concessions on its treasured sword, its nuclear program, Howell remarked. A new reality. Fast forward to today, and things have changed dramatically. North Korea is strengthening ties with Russia, allegedly sending troops and munitions to support Moscow in the Ukraine conflict. Kim's stance toward the U.S. has hardened, with his nation now labeling South Korea a permanent enemy. And just days before Trump announced his 2024 presidential bid, North Korea launched a missile with the capability to reach any part of the United States. What do you think? Will Trump's unique approach to diplomacy work again, or are we heading for a new, more dangerous era of U.S.-North Korea relations? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth insights. Until next time, this is Innovatronics TV. See you in the next video.